back to All About Health podcast. Today is episode 4, which is crazy. I can't believe I've been doing this for almost a month now, actually, if this is episode 4. 4 weeks in a row. I haven't missed a week yet. So today we're going to be doing actually a Q&A. So I put up a few different question boxes on my Instagram, which is blondiesbaking_. It's linked down below if you want to check it out. And I got a few questions from you guys because I was like, I feel like I haven't done a Q&A for a while on Instagram, and obviously I've never done one on the podcast before. And so I would love to start maybe making this like an annual segment routine thing where every so often I will do a Q&A because I love watching Q&As and listening to them, and so I thought I would do one as well. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you do, because I include a lot of my Instagram on my podcast and on my YouTube channel and just on all my social media platforms. Like, I feel they're all very connected. So if you're not following me there, please make sure you do. It's again linked down below. So today we're going to talk about a few different things. I wrote down all the questions that I got. I haven't really thought about the answers to these yet, but I did write them down, and so I'm going to just go with what my first answer is that comes to my head. But today we're going to be talking about creatine, if I have a new cookbook coming, how my eyes are doing after the surgery, and some more other stuff. So we're going to get started into that, but first we have our segments. So every week I do 2 segments on every podcast episode, and the first one is movie of the week, because we love to watch different movies and shows, and my favorite movie of the past week that I've watched is the brand new Elvis movie. Going into this, I didn't actually have very high hopes because one of my coworkers said that it wasn't very good, so I wasn't sure. I've also heard that it was very long, and I don't know much about Elvis myself, so I was like, will I find this interesting or not? But I thought it was actually so good. I love those types of like biography movies. So if you haven't seen like the Rocket Man movie about Elton John or Bohemian Rhapsody, those movies are also great and very similar to the Elvis one. I actually thought it didn't feel long, although apparently it was, but I feel like it moved very fast, and so it didn't give you a time to get bored of it. It was just so interesting learning all about Elvis's life and all the struggles that he went through and how much he put into every single show in his life, and it was very interesting, and I definitely recommend you watch it if you like Elvis's music or just like those kind of biography movies in general. I thought it was really good, and my whole family and I actually agreed. We all liked it. And then going on to our next segment is recipe or like meal of the week, and that's because I try so many recipes all the time, and I definitely have like a favorite every single week. I have one thing and then I'm like, ooh, I love this, and then get obsessed with it. So this week's recipe is actually oatmeal, but I've been making it a little bit different than I usually do. Before this week, I would usually just have like 40 grams of oats with some water, microwave it for a minute, and then that was good. But the new way I've been doing it is I'll have like 50-ish grams of oats, and then I'll add double the water. So I'll like have oats here, and then I'll do double the amount of water, and then I microwave that for 3 minutes, stirring halfway, and then I add some protein powder into it after the 3 minutes, and then microwave it again for another 1.5 minutes. And the reason I add so much water and I microwave it for so long is because it'll like double in volume and size. And so if you are somebody who likes to like eat bigger portions, or you find like having a bigger portion of food will fill you up more, especially with oatmeal, like I feel like if you only have that half a cup or however much you have, and then add like the same amount of water, like it's not that big of a bowl. So the way that I've been doing it recently, I did make a TikTok on it, and my TikTok is linked down below if you want to see it. But it's just, I've been really enjoying that, having the oats that way, and so that definitely is my favorite recipe of the week. So those are our segments. Again, if you didn't know, I do those segments every single week, every episode, so make sure not to miss one, because maybe you need a movie recommendation or a recipe recommendation, and I always have those. Okay, so we're gonna get started into the questions. Ready? Okay. So the first question was, what are your thoughts on creatine? So if you don't know what creatine is, it is a supplement that's often taken in the bodybuilding or like strength training world. It's to help build strength, build muscle, improve recovery, and just overall like health and that type of thing. I have done a lot of research on creatine myself. I know that there's a lot of research done on creatine in general, like by scientists and stuff and like professionals, and there's so much to back up creatine on why it works and how it works in your body. I personally notice like big effects when I take creatine, especially the right amount. Like you're supposed to be taking, I think it's 5 grams per day. And so sometimes I'll have like half of that, sometimes I'll have the full. And especially when I have the full amount or serving, I find that my strength is increased so much. And that could be placebo, but also I definitely feel the strength gains. Like when I am actually working out on a day that I take enough creatine, I can usually use like 10 to 20 pounds heavier on like shoulder press or squats or whatever it may be than if I didn't take it. And again, doesn't mean like guaranteed strength. You're gonna up your weights 30 pounds every time you work out and every time you take it. But I think that it does increase your strength, and it does, even if it is placebo, but I don't think it is because there's so much science and everything on it. It does work, and I really like creatine. I know not everybody does, and the creatine that I take is Magnum Nutraceuticals Big C, and then also I take Limitless. Limitless has a full serving of creatine in it, and that's a powder form, or Big C is capsule. I usually take 1 scoop of Limitless, but you need to take 2 to get the full 5 grams. So usually I'll take 1 scoop of Limitless and 5 capsules of Big C, and that gets me enough creatine for my day. So that's my opinion. I think it's great. Next question is there a maximum amount of nutritional yeast per day to eat? So if you don't know what nutritional yeast is, it's like just this deactivated yeast, and it has like a little bit of like a cheesy umami flavor, and it's very popular in like vegetarian and vegan diets because it's high in vitamin B12, which is a vitamin that a lot of people who don't eat meat can be deficient in. So it's very popular. I really enjoy it. I put it on like salads. I'll put it in tofu scrambles, like tofu egg salad, even just on veggies. It's really good. And it's quite like, it's got good protein as well. So I had to actually look this up to see, because I wasn't sure if there was a maximum of nutritional yeast you could eat or not. But I Googled it, and because it is high in vitamin B12 and like niacin and other vitamins, to overdose on it, I guess, you'd have to have 4 cups per day, which is a lot because a serving size is like 2 or 3 tablespoons. So I feel like it's not that easy to overdose on it. If you're having 4 cups of nutritional yeast a day, maybe it's time to like scale that back, because that seems like a lot. But if you're having like even a cup, you should be good. Next question. Are you going to write a new cookbook? So if you didn't know, I have 3 cookbooks out at the moment. Eat the Rainbow, which is my plant-based cookbook, the Blondie's Baking Cookbook, which is 100 low-calorie, high-protein recipes, and then Protein Power, which is a recipe book that has all protein powder recipes in it, so different ways to use protein powder. At the moment, I don't have any plans for a new cookbook. I've been thinking about it recently though, because I do love to create those cookbooks and then see everybody recreate the recipes. It just is something that makes me so happy, and I love seeing all of your recreations. But at the moment, I don't have anything planned. I think I will do it eventually, because I have tried so many new recipes since the last cookbook that I made. So yeah, I think in the future I'll make another one, but at this time I don't have anything planned. Next question, what's your favorite plant-based drink? So this is kind of a wide question, because there's a lot of plant-based drinks. Like, I love water, does that count? If you're thinking more of like a plant-based milk alternative, my favorite is either unsweetened almond or unsweetened cashew. And then if you're thinking of like something carbonated like pop, I don't drink that very often, but if I were, I would have something like a Zevia maybe, or like a sparkling ice. I really enjoy those. I'm trying to think of what other plant-based drinks there are, like maybe like juice. I don't really drink juice very often. I don't really have kombucha. Like really the only thing I drink is water and coffee. So those are, I guess, my favorite plant-based drinks. Not very interesting, but you know, I would love to know, what is your favorite drink? It can be plant-based or not. You can leave it down in the comments. And if you comment, then I know that you've made it this far. Okay, next question is, how's work? So in June, I got my first ever job, not as an entrepreneur or working for my family. Obviously, we had the gym and I worked there, and then now I have my own brand, Blondie's Baking, that I work on. But in June, I got my first job at a cafe near our house, like where we live, and I have been loving it since then. I still, every single time I have a shift, I'm so excited to work. Recently I've been learning how to do a lot, like cappuccino art, and I can say I can do a pretty good art. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty proud of it. Next time I want to take a video and like post it and show, because it's pretty cool, like being able to do that. I'm learning how to do like the cappuccinos and lattes, and a lot of like the steaming of the milk is what I'm working on right now. But I'm good at making like espressos or Americanos or iced drinks. Like I can do an iced latte or mochas and stuff like that. But it's been really fun, and every time I have a shift again, I'm very excited for it. So it's going great. Thank you for asking. Next question is, how are your eyes after treatment? So Friday, 2 days ago for me, it was actually 1 month post eye surgery. I got laser eye surgery done early September, and so it's officially been a month now, and my eyes are amazing. It's so crazy waking up in the morning and just being able to see, and everything's crisp and clear. Even in the middle of the night, I'll wake up and it's like clear, which is very weird for me because obviously I never wore contacts at night or glasses, and so when I wake up in the middle of the night, everything would be blurry and it would be black and it would be hard to see, and I couldn't like see the numbers on the clock. But now I wake up and like everything's clear still, and I'm like, this is so cool. So yeah, my eyes are doing awesome. I have a post-op appointment. I think this will be my last one in a few days, and so we're gonna see what the doctor says and just make sure everything is healed and looking good. But from my point of view, everything is awesome, and I'm just so happy with the treatment and the procedure, and still definitely recommend it, and it's so worth it. And then the last question I'm going to do for today, again, we're probably going to do another Q&A episode every once in a while, so stay tuned. But the last question for today is, what is a supplement stack for beginners looking to get into supplements? Now, I get asked this question a lot because I do talk about supplements a lot, and I think like my response usually to this type of question is, it depends on your goals. Like if you are somebody who is brand new, never taken a supplement before, yours is going to be different than somebody who has taken supplements in the past and now has like a strength goal and wants to build muscle. But it's also different if your goal is to lose fat, or if your goal is overall health, or whatever. If you're an athlete, like your goal, it's so dependent on your goal. But I can go through like a few different ones depending on your goals. I'll say 3. So let's say, for example, your goal is fat loss. First of all, I'd recommend for you, actually for everyone, is just a multivitamin. I think everyone should be taking a vitamin just to ensure that they're getting everything that they need every day, because I think that most people, I don't even think that I would get enough of every vitamin and mineral and nutrient that we need from our diets. I think that it's very important to take a vitamin, and so I'd recommend that for anybody, whether you're starting, whether you're experienced in the supplement world, whether you want to lose fat, whether you want to build muscle, whatever it may be. I think you should be taking a multivitamin. Then again, if we're going to continue with the fat loss, then I think depending if you want to have more energy for your workouts, because having better workouts is going to help you lose fat. Also, it's going to help you build muscle and just be overall healthy. So again, this could be again for the same type of this could be for everything, every goal. I think pre-workout would be awesome. I personally love pre-workout. I take it every single day. If you're sensitive to caffeine, you could find a non-stimulant one or a non-caffeinated one, but I think a pre-workout would be awesome as well. Another thing that I think would be great for anybody who has a health goal, a fat loss goal, building muscle goal, is something to help you sleep. If you don't get good sleep, your body's not going to be able to recover well enough, and you're not going to have much energy the next day, and you're not going to be able to think as straight, and you're just going to be more lethargic and tired. So I think something to help you sleep, maybe like a melatonin supplement or just something like that would be great. I like to take Magnum's G-Spring. I find that really helps my body to recover, and I get better sleeps. As we said before, creatine. I think creatine is so good, not just for somebody who's looking to build muscle, but also somebody who's looking to lose fat, because it's going to help you look more toned. And again, it's going to help with your recovery. There's also been a lot of research done on the cognitive benefits of it, and memory and focus and mental clarity. So I think creatine is another great one. So those are the ones I'm going to say for now. If you have any more specific questions, or if you want to have a specific supplement stack recommended for you, you can message me on Instagram and I can help you with that. But yeah, talk to your doctor too. That's an important thing if you want to get started into supplements. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. These are just what I've found worked for me. So that is today's podcast episode, all about health, episode 4. I hope that you enjoyed this little Q&A. And again, if you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you do, because next time I have another Q&A episode, I'll make sure to post it on my Instagram, and then you can add whatever questions you want. And again, if you've made it this far, comment down below what's your favorite plant-based or any drink in general. And then I know that you'll have made it this far. Big props to you. Have an awesome day. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching or listening.